what's with me, Sarah? Welcome back to my channel, and before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. So today's video, my shelves are not thanking me right now, and future Sarah is like, why are you doing this? I have taken so many books off my shelf for this video, and this is romance books, adult romance books I will accept no criticism on. These are my all-time favorites. Like, I love these books so much, no criticism. So, will be accepted from me. So, I have pulled off a lot of books for this. There are so many more, and you might be thinking, Sarah, don't you love almost every romance book you read? Yes, but there are still some up there that I love, but we are not going to be talking about them in this video. We're just going to be talking about these two stacks I have right here in front of me. So let's just get started. The first is the Brutal Birthright series. I have only read these two. The first one is Brutal Prince. These are by Sophie Lark. And this is a book. It is enemies to lovers, true enemies to lovers. Like, she burns down his library in his house. Arranged marriage. And it's mafia. The series is mafia. And so these are two rivaling mafias. And their parents arranged for Ada and Callum to get married, and I think Ada is the youngest sibling of her family, and Callum is the oldest sibling of his family, and it is their arranged marriage, and of course they fall in love, and it does have an HEA, don't worry. This is a great way to get into dark romance. This is actually, I started with this book in the series to get into dark romance, but I definitely recommend this series if you want to dip your toes in the water. These are like dark, but they're not too dark. So definitely a good gateway into that subgenre. And Broken Vow. This is book 5. This is the one I read first. This is a bodyguard romance. This is about Ryona and Raylan is my book boyfriend. I love this man so much. He is amazing. So basically, Ryona is part of a mafia family, and so she gets attacked and needs a bodyguard. So he is there, and she hates him, but he would do anything for her. And so he is just my man. Like, look at this. I love this man so much, and this book is one of my favorite romance books of all time. Next is the first book in another series. This is the Fallen Men series. I've only read book 1. This is Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling. And this is a motorcycle club romance. So it is dark romance as well. And it is a reverse age gap. He's 18 and she is older. And it is teacher-student. She is his English teacher, I believe. She's his teacher. I think it's English. But he is in high school, a senior in high school. And so that is it. If you don't like books where one of the characters is 18 or like still in high school, then don't read this book. But I do recommend it. I really loved it. Next, I have another series, only the first 2 books. I have not read the third and final book yet, and that is the Dreamland Billionaire series. So these are by Lauren Asher, and they include the fine print and terms and conditions. And I like the fine print more. I gave them both 5 stars though, but a lot of people prefer the second one. The first one is about Rowan and Zara, and it is a workplace romance. It's enemies to lovers, and it is just so good. And they both agree that they should not be in a relationship. They should not like each other, but they can't help it. Of course, they're attracted to each other. And this series takes place at like a Disneyland type place. It's Dreamland, and their grandfather owned the park, and they each have to complete something to get their inheritance and what they want. So yeah, that is the first book. And the second book is they're kind of friends, and she likes him. And so when his fiance, because he needs to get married to get his money from his grandpa, and so his fiance is like, no, I'm not doing this. She's like, I will do it. I will marry you. So this is Marriage of Convenience, and it was really good. This is about Declan and Iris, and I really enjoyed it, just not as much as the fine print. But again, a lot of people prefer that one. Next is one I've read more recently, which is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Chestnut Springs series. I really need the rest of the books in this series. I am obsessed with this. This is a small town cowboy romance. This is about Rhett and Summer. Rhett is a professional bull rider, and Summer is the daughter of his agent, and she is sent to look after him because he got himself in a bit of trouble. So she is like his babysitter, you know, to keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't do anything too crazy. And obviously it is like forbidden, and you know, it's like just so many good tropes. I even have, I think I posted on my Instagram a post about this book. I'm not sure, but on my bookish Instagram. But this book is so good, and it is the first book in the series. Next, we have a book that I read last year, which was one of the first adult romances I read on BookTube, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This one is so good. I love Ali Hazelwood's books. I also read the Loath to Love You novella collection, and I really enjoyed most of those. But I'm just going to be talking about The Love Hypothesis. This is about Olive and Adam, and Olive is a PhD student, and she is a scientist, and she is studying, I'm not sure if it's, what type of science, I can't remember. I think biology. Okay, so she's a biologist, and he is a teacher there, and she just kisses him. The first guy she sees, she kisses him, and it is their relationship. It is fake dating, women in STEM, and like a STEM relationship romance, and it is a rom-com. It is so good, so cute, so wholesome. I really enjoyed this, and these two characters are everything. And the scene about pumpkin spice lattes, it sticks with me. I don't know why, but I still remember it to this day. Next is another one I read more recently, which is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey is one of my favorite romance authors. She writes the most adorable and amazing rom-coms ever. This one was the first in a new series, interconnected standalone series, and this one is so good. So this one is Grumpy Sunshine, and it is just so good. So like basically she writes him letters, and she falls in love with him, and he falls in love with her and the girl writing him letters, but like they're the same person. And also it is kind of second chance because she liked him in high school, but he was a few years older, so he's like, I can't date you. And so this is her actually getting to be with the man she hasn't stopped thinking about. Next is Forbidden Hearts by Corinne Michaels. I read this book recently and absolutely loved it. This book is incredible. Go read it. This is a single dad nanny romance where he is a police officer and she is the daughter of his boss. Like, that's so good. And the kid in here is the sweetest, and it is their relationship. She babysat for him when she was like 16 or something, and she did not do a good job, so he's very reluctant to hire her again. But his daughter is deaf, so he needs someone who knows ASL, and she is the only one available that knows ASL. So he's like, fine, you can be the nanny for my daughter. And of course they fall in love. Next is another amazing book, and that is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This has a plus-size heroine, and she writes fan fiction about the show, and he is the actor from the show. And then they become friends online, and in real life they fake date. And of course, she's falling in love with, she thinks, two people, but he's really both of them. So, and it is kind of a rom-com, and it is just so good. I absolutely love this book. And I love both these characters so much. April is the girl, I think that's her name. Yeah, and she is just incredible. Her mom is terrible, though. So just be warned, her mom is so mean to her in the very beginning. Like, you don't see much of her mom, but she's in the beginning, and she's so mean to April about her weight, and it's just terrible. But the book is really good. Next is Pinky Promise by Rebecca Rennick. I love this book. I've heard no one talk about it. Like, I have not heard a single person talk about this book, and I do not know why. This book is amazing. So good. It is Grumpy Sunshine, and she is all about pink, and everything about her is pink. She owns her own boba shop and like her own boba stand, but like she needs money, and she lives in an RV, and she's poor. So it is just so good, and yet I love this book, and I have not stopped thinking about it. And he is like the opposite. He hates, like, he's like, she's too bright, she's too bubbly. He is just, kind of stuck up, and then they fall in love. So that is that one. And that is the first book in the series. I don't know how many books are going to be in the series because it just came out this year, so it's a new release. And yeah. And the last books I have to talk about is the Twisted series by Ana Huang. You may notice I'm missing Twisted Lies. That's because it's on my TBR shelf right over here. I have not read it yet. But these books, I've given all of them 5 stars, and I have no doubt Twisted Lies is going to be the same. But let's just talk about them. The first one is Twisted Love. This is about Ava and Alex. This is a brother's best friend romance, and it is so good, and also Grumpy Sunshine. And the next one is Twisted Games, which is my personal favorite. This is, and they're by Ana Huang, if I did not mention that. She is one of my favorite authors. This is about Bridget and Reese. Reese is my man. He is my book boyfriend. I love this man so much. He would do literally anything for Bridget. Bridget is a princess, and so he is her new bodyguard because her old bodyguard had to go away for some time, so she needed a new one, and this is the one she was stuck with. And obviously, she did not like him at first, but they do fall in love, and it is forbidden because, you know, she's a princess, he's her bodyguard. But this book is incredible. And next is Twisted Hate by Ana Huang. This is book 3 in the series, and this is an enemies to lovers romance. And this is about Josh and Jules. Josh is Ava from the first book, her brother, and Jules is Ava's best friend. So it is best friend's brother, and it's enemies to lovers, and it is just so good. I love this book so much. This series is one of my favorite series of all time, and yeah, can't say enough good things about these books. So hopefully this has made you want to go out and read some of these books. I definitely recommend each and every one of them. And before you go, if you made it this far, please leave me a pink emoji. And before you go, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.